Hey, thanks for clicking. How you doing? Now, before I begin this breakdown, I want to mention that I do want to be fair to both ends of the spectrum, and heads up, I'm going to promote my own manga a little bit because it's my passion project, no reason to not gas it up. So basically, I want to discuss the position of the current manga world, not just the industry itself, but the entire world of manga, including writers, illustrators, readers, publishers, etc. Imagine this. You wake up one day and decide to put everything into this passion, this dream you've been sitting on for years. You get pen and paper, or maybe you draw digitally. I won't judge. And you create something that you consider to be near and dear to your heart, something truly special. And then someone else calls it shit. As an enormous fan of the medium, I hate more than anything to see a new manga come out and quickly get canceled. Or maybe it comes out and holds some steam for a while, then just gets canceled anyway because why the fuck not? Whether I particularly like it or not isn't the subject. Hell, whether it's even good isn't the subject here. The matter at hand is that many potential mangaka get discouraged when they see Shonen Jump, the big boss of the industry, really, cancel a series that they were reading, or maybe it's their own series that they were lucky enough to get published, and now it's getting shut down before it could even grow its wings and fly. We've seen it time and time again. Even major series like Bleach can end up being rushed into an end because of the looming cancellation threat. To the industry, it's clear that sales are all that matter. Your manga is just another number on the spectrum, and if that number is lower than Don Don's number, you're taking the bullet, and your series will probably be canceled. I can understand it from a business point of view. Why continue endorsing the series if it's not selling well? It's completely logical. I'm not arguing that. My problem is with the fact that when this happens, a lot of time the mangaka just gives up. They don't try to self-publish moving forward. They don't even entertain the idea of trying again. They just quit. And it's sad to see. That brings me to my second point of focus, self-publishers. People that post their own series, whether it be on Webtoon, Pixiv, or any other kind of publishing site where they can express themselves and their series in a way that official magazines like Shonen Jump wouldn't allow. With big manga magazines, you need to be the cream of the crop. You have to have not just a solid story, but incredible art to boot. In a lot of cases, there are manga that get published with very average stories, even bad stories, simply because their art is pretty to look at. Then those go on to get anime adaptations, and everyone is left wondering, how the fuck did this get an anime before this? Or this? Or this? But that level of restraint is not existent when you're publishing your own story. You can draw whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want. You don't have to worry about the series being canceled because Volume 3 didn't sell as well as Volume 2. You don't have to stress about your art maybe being a bit subpar when compared to the greats. You don't have to fear that every rough line could cost you your manga publication rights. You can take your time, draw what you can, and grow at your own pace while still expressing yourself via the dream manga you've had in mind for the longest time. I myself am creating my own manga, a story I've been envisioning since I was 14 years old. A little something called Dragon's Eye. Dragon's Eye is a dark fantasy isekai manga that centers around a group of mercenaries called Guild 23, and our main character who aims to reach his own vision of strength in this world of unknown origin. It's still fairly new, only 17 chapters in. The real story has barely even begun. I'm working on it alone, so the chapters release monthly. That's the best I can manage, but I try to make them longer when necessary. The most recent chapter, chapter 17, is over 60 pages, so it's not like you aren't getting anything for the wait. You're getting bang for your buck, at least. It has a rough start though, I'll admit. Although the art has grown a lot over time, this is my first time making a manga, and when I first began this series in 2022, it didn't look all that stellar. Even now the art isn't perfect. I've got a lot to improve on. I've got a few banger panels. I'ma be real, I really do feel confident about some of my panels. I really like them, and I feel confident as I continue to grow. I think I'm getting really good at drawing characters specifically, but I still got a lot to improve on. But at the very least, I know it won't be canceled for that simple fact that I am the one publishing it, and that just gives me a level of comfort beyond compare. Meaning it still has a chance to reach people. I've had a few friends check it out, and they told me what they do and do not like about it. But overall, the reviews were positive because they weren't just judging the art, they were judging the story, the characters, the world building, and lore implications. They were giving it a fair chance, which most people won't do. If they dislike even a single panel, they'll go on Twitter to complain and bash it. The themes don't matter, the emotions you convey don't matter. If they don't want to like it, they won't like it. I ask that you just give it a chance if interested. You can join the Discord linked below to keep up with the series. All of the chapters are there. Or you could just go and read it at Pixiv straight up. Both links are in the pinned comment in the description. Now, what point am I trying to get across exactly? Basically, I just want us to be able to blur the lines between official publication and self-publication to an extent. Because as it stands now, most mangaka are entirely reliant on the industry. Without an official publication, they view their work as meaningless. A lot of canceled mangaka are like that. They don't see a reason to continue beyond the rejection. Same thing with self-publishers to an extent. They don't view their work as real manga until it's recognized by a third party, that being the publisher. I feel like a lot of these canceled manga series could continue if the mangaka didn't break themselves down and view it as meaningless now that they're no longer in official publication. If you want to continue Red Hood, you should continue it. Just gather your fan base, the fan base that has already come to like this series, and start self-publishing it. They'll follow it, and at the very least, you'll get something out of that. Let's stop breaking people down for daring to dream, for taking that next step and trying to make something great. If you see somebody trying to make their own manga on Twitter or anywhere else, don't try to break them down. I'm not telling you have to like their post and, interact with all of their stuff, because maybe you're actually just not interested. That's fine. But don't comment on their shit like, oh, you're trying to make your own manga? The art sucks, blah blah blah. Like, don't fucking break them down and ruin it. Maybe they failed the first time, maybe the art was really bad, but who says they won't succeed the second time? Let's start supporting each other's work so official publications aren't a requirement. I personally don't care about selling my series for the big bucks. I just want Dragon's Eye to reach an audience it can truly connect with. And you should be the same. If you're making your own manga or working on some other kind of passion project, don't give in. Don't let the toxicity society brings to the table ruin the banger meal you're cooking up. Until next time, this has been Prachi. See ya.